can't be Luna because I don't think Luna would let Ivy run her out of town. Because you know how people been steady saying that Dylan is actually Luna and stuff like that. I said, can't be. Ain't no way. I said, ain't no way. She over here about to cry and stuff. I said, girl, get it together. She can't tell you what to do. But yeah, Ivy was still threatening to tell Letra what she saw. But it's not gonna matter anyways because Will was right there with her. They every time they talk, they make it seem like, okay, like Dylan this and Dylan that. Will right there with us saying like, this is my house. Ain't that what he said? Isn't that what he said? This is my house. I want you right here and stuff. But yeah, Finn picked up Hayes. Will reunited with Electra. And I thought it was a point where he was talking to Electra about Dylan and stuff. And I'm like, okay, he about to tell that she was dancing and stuff like that. He ain't tell Dilly freaking squat. He ain't tell Dilly freaking squat. Steffi told Taylor that if she pursues Deacon, then she gonna lose her and her kids. And the last thing is that Deacon was trying to end things with Sheila. But hey, y'all. Welcome back to another video. This is for the Bold and Beautiful, I about to say January. February the 2nd, 2026. First things first, let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. So, look here. Okay, what did y'all think of the episode? I don't know. It was okay. Nothing happened yet. I want to see Sheila's reaction. That's what I'm waiting for. I want to know if Deacon is actually going to tell her the truth on tomorrow's episode. Because y'all know how it be. He'll get to start to telling her. The next thing you know, she interrupted him. Like on today's episode. She kept interrupting him or whatever. So do y'all think that he would actually tell her? What do y'all think she was going to do? Do y'all think she's going to do anything? Or is she going to continue to be changed? Y'all know. Because she been changed for a while now. She ain't hear nobody up in a long time. She ain't hear nobody up in a long time. Hold on. But okay, so first we got Taylor and Deacon. First they showed Taylor. I think they showed, wasn't both of them thinking about each other? I think so. But yeah, that's when Deacon ends up calling her. And he ends up saying how he want her and he want to hold her in his arms and stuff like that. I'm like, Sheila, all the pop-ups you done did. I'm like, Sheila, all the pop-ups you done did. And you ain't popped up. She popped up after he had already got off the phone. After he done said what he said or whatever. But yeah, they were just talking about the same thing. Him leaving Sheila and stuff like that. He was saying how it's time. Said Taylor is the one that he can't live without or whatever. And I said, And they both agreed that they wanted each other and they was done waiting. And I said, Sheila, if you don't handle her and him, both of them, you ain't gotta get Steph and the kids. You can just get them too. I said, Sheila did that crazy the long time. I said, you ain't even gotta take it that far to get the kids and Steffi this time. Well, get Steffi this time. You could just get Taylor and Deacon. But yeah, after, well, Sheila and Deacon. Because he could have, if he really wanted to tell her, he could have just told her. He could have just told her, beating around the bush and stuff. She started interrupting and everything. But I've been a lecturer. She was back at work. I was thinking about what she told Dylan and stuff like that, so she didn't tell lecturer anything that she saw or anything like that. I mean, you know, she didn't see nothing, but she did see something. She ain't see them kids or nothing like that, but she saw them looking like they wanted to kiss. She seen them touching on. First he was on her leg. No, first I think she was on his leg. I don't even remember. Either way it go, they both was touching on each other's leg. Then Dylan talking about some nothing inappropriate was going on or whatever. I'm like, girl, please. And people saying the same thing. I was like, so y'all would be okay. Somebody over here just touching on y'all man or woman leg and stuff like that, and they look like they about to kiss and just inappropriate stuff. I said, so y'all be okay with it? Okay, hold on. I think it just have a lot to do with a lot of people don't like the character of Electra. I said, well, I don't see nothing wrong with her character, but I don't see nothing right. How I said, I don't see nothing right with it either. But no, I don't have no issue. I think that she could get a better storyline than that. But okay. What else? Finn stops by Will's to pick up Hayes, and they were just standing there talking, and he was thanking them and stuff like that. He ends up saying how his patient did and stuff like that. He ends up leaving with Hayes. Wait, before that, Hayes ran over there to hug Dylan. He wants to spend the night again. He wants to come back. And she just looking all sad like she actually about to leave. I don't think she going nowhere, but we'll see. And she just looking like she about to cry and everything. They left, and she's still standing there. She's still right there. Will was thanking her for helping out with Hayes and all this other stuff. And he was like, he finna go see a lecturer and everything. So he ends up leaving to go see her. So he went and brought her some flowers and everything. They was just talking. Let me see. It was something. I don't even know if I wrote it down. I know they was talking. He was talking to a lecturer. He surprised her. They was kissing and everything, hugging. And he was just talking about his night, and she talked about everything, and he started talking about how he thinks that Hayes has a crush on Dylan. I said, I think you got a crush on him too. And Electra just keep making these faces. I said, just tell him. Just tell him. I mean, you basically told him in a way, and he still went around you. He still went around you like it was nothing. And he was talking about Dylan, and like I said, at that point, I was like, okay, he finna say something about she's a good dancer or something like that, and I said, let you finna make even more faces or something. But yeah, they didn't talk about Dylan freaking squat. They didn't talk about nothing. Taylor and Steffi, after she got off the phone with Deacon, that's when she was like, she gotta go. Steffi has made it, so she came in. She told us something that she need to tell her. She was talking about how everything blew up with Deacon, and Steffi was like, that's good or whatever. Now you stop seeing him. And hold on, let me find it. Let me see if it's anything before we start that. Taylor tells Steffi that something happened and she needs to know about it, and she wants to know. That's when she said that everything blew up with Deacon. Ouch, I just juked myself. Everything blew up with Deacon, and Steffi was like, that's a good thing or whatever. That means y'all ain't gotta have nothing personal or business wise or going on. And she was like, no, we both have feelings for each other and everything. And basically, Steffi know that he planned on leaving his wife. He planned on leaving Sheila, and she told her, you can't do this or whatever. Just telling her again. I said, you done told, she done been shot. Then she, if I'm not mistaken, then she get shot by, she should know. She should know what Sheila do. I said, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they say something about Taylor had got shot and they thought she was dead or something like that, if I'm not mistaken? But yeah, I was like, they over here walking in La La Land. People was talking about some, don't they have a right to be happy? Yeah, but like, they should have did all this. Once they knew, they started to develop feelings. I mean, either way it go, I feel like Sheila would have wanted to come after her. So, can't really say that. But we don't know until we actually see it. Some people think that Sheila ain't gonna do nothing. I said, I hope she do something. I said, I think it'd be entertaining or whatever. But at the same time, I wouldn't give them folks the satisfaction. I definitely wouldn't give them the satisfaction. But for the sake of the show, I think that she needs to remind them who she is. Because she been over here, she keep on talking about, oh, Dickie, you done changed me. It's because of you. It's because of Taylor that we together, and I owe it all to her. You owe her butt whooping. You owe her butt whooping is what you owe her. Hold on. Let's see. I got to backtrack because I think I skipped over something. Will thanks Dylan for helping with Hayes. Said Electra is a good friend. Said Electra has a good friend in her. That's what he said. That's another thing that he said. Deacon said it's time. Said Taylor's the one he can't live without. Oh, we got to backtrack because they over here talking about some they love each other. Did I cover that Friday? Did they love each other? Wait a minute. To myself, I love you too. And I said, dog, they don't feel fast. But yeah, let's see. Ivy shows up. She just walked in the girl place. She told myself, I can't just disappear. She trying to explain herself to Ivy, and she look like she about to cry. And she like, it's not even what you think it is. Nothing happened. Nothing inappropriate happened. And I was like, you could tell that to somebody else because I know what I saw. I said, you did. You right about that. But at the same time, you can't make nobody leave. And I still would have had to tell because he was right there. It wasn't just her. She told my son, you had on that little bikini and you over here, you ain't got no shower in your room. You ain't got no shower in your room or anything like that. I think I said the same thing. You over here showering your little bikini and everything. He handed you the towel and you just, what she said, you just basically Google your eyes and stuff like that. Excuse me. And I said, what you were forgetting, like most people, he was right there, enjoying it. Now, at first, I was like, okay. I said, he seemed like he really into Electra, but then it's just like, you can't think that what you've been doing is okay. You can't. And it's one thing, you could have been like, okay, you can have this food. Here you go. Now go on about your business. And, you stay here. They just sitting up here. Just too much. Then if they had a kiss or anything like that, then everybody was, oh, I can't believe I could believe it. Then you see it. They both looking at each other and stuff. I said, they both want each other. That's what it is. But they saying that they finna throw RJ in the mix. They think this was going to lead to Electra and Will breaking up. But we'll see. What else? Let's see. I don't think we finished with Taylor telling Steffi about her and Deacon. Let's see. Dylan said that tells Ivy that she can't just disappear. Ivy told her she needs to tell her right now. Electra ends up calling her because she was just talking to her about everything. And that's when she was like, she want to see us, so she agreed to meet at the office. That's when she gonna bump into RJ. That's when she gonna bump into RJ. But yeah, I was like, that's the perfect time to tell her and everything. Sheila showed up, and Deacon was trying to tell her. He was trying to talk to her and everything. She kept interrupting and stuff, and talking about she owed so much of her happiness to Taylor. And I was like, just let him tell you so you could go off. What she was chopping up, she was chopping up, and then what else was she chopping up? And he just looked at the stuff. I said, don't get scared now. Don't get scared now. You don't sit up here and you don't already don't cheat it. You already don't cheat it there. You don't kiss. You don't kiss. That's enough. That's enough. They ain't have to take it to the next step. Still cheating. They're still cheating. But yeah, should have known when he brought that doggone pizza. I ain't gonna let that go. I'm not gonna let that go. Cause how is it appropriate? I said, you know what? Couldn't, well, on other shows, I don't know if it's real life or not. But even if if they decided to take it where Sheila actually don't return to her old ways, couldn't Taylor still get in trouble? Couldn't she get in trouble? Didn't they say they had some type of little, I ain't gonna say law, but something where you can't do that, get involved with a patient. Well, he ain't gonna be no patient no more, but I said, I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name of it, but I know they did it on the show before. I said, well, she could go that route. But yeah, what else? Let's see. I already said Deacon tried to talk to Sheila. She interrupted, said she owed so much of her happiness to Taylor. And it got to a point where he kept saying the same thing. So she was like, what are you trying to say? Because you already said that. And I was like, he's trying to end things. He's trying to end things. You've been studying talking about some, you owe this and that to Taylor. I said, you had it right the first time. You immediately knew. And you was right. But yeah, Taylor told Steffi that her and Deacon don't want to be apart. And Steffi ends up telling her that she's endangering all of them. I said, true that. What else? Sheila ends up asking Deacon what's going on. Steffi tells Taylor that she won't associate with Deacon. What she said? No, I can't believe I forgot that part. Hold on. Taylor tried to mention how Sheila is Finn's birth mother and all this other stuff, and she was like, she said, wait a minute, I nipped that in the bud. I nipped that right in the bud. I said, she did, though. She said, look, with Finn, it's my way or the highway. I told him what it was, and he got in line, and you gonna do the same. You gonna lose me and the kids. She said, I nipped that in the bud. I said, we know. We know, because he definitely wants something to do with her. But for the sake of her, he didn't. I said, I don't think Taylor gonna listen to you. She might try, but then it's gonna be like, oh, I couldn't stay away from him. We feel what we feel. Oh, did y'all see that Steffi's supposed to run and tell Rich? She's supposed to tell Rich. But yeah, what else? I said, I know he gonna have a problem with it. I'd be shocked if he don't have nothing to say. I'd be real shocked. But yeah, he probably gonna confront Deacon about putting Taylor in danger, but they really putting themselves in danger. They know who he married to. Even if he wasn't married to, again, I said it before, I said it again, even if she wasn't a psychopath, you don't mess around with nobody, folks. Mess around with nobody, folks. But yeah, let's see, Steffi tells Taylor she won't associate with Deacon or she'll lose her and her family. Dylan can't be Luna because I don't think Luna would play that. Let Ivy talk to her crazy and tell her where she gotta go and stuff like that. She just sitting up there thinking about what Ivy said and over here emotional and stuff. I said she can't tell you what to do. She just have to go tell it, because the reality is, even if she tells it and it lets you say anything, Will already made it clear how he felt. He's already made it clear how he felt. But yeah, Steffi said that she'll cut Taylor off if she don't cut ties with Deacon. But y'all know how they go. Y'all know exactly how they go. But that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day.